there. I almost hate to interrupt you. So welcome to Unity of Lawrence. It's so great to see all your faces, and I see an array of green. So I like it that so many are in the spirit. It's really great to see you all. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us on Zoom and Facebook also. Very glad to have you joining us. So let's get started with some prayer. So take a centering breath and open to the divine in all of us and listen to this prayer. On this day, we dedicate our hearts to peace on earth. We appreciate everyone's spiritual journey and the abundant blessings bestowed upon us. In unity with all who seek to express freedom, joy, and transformation, we welcome our divine inheritance as creators. In harmony with this truth, we live to the best of our ability with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit, and so it is. Amen. Okay, I'm Cindy Smarsh, by the way. In case you don't know me, I always forget to introduce myself for some reason. But I'm just really happy to be here with you. And I'm currently the board president, so if there's anything you have in your heart or your mind that you think is important, please feel free to approach me and let me know what's on your mind. Our prayer chaplains are trained to hold sacred space and pray one-on-one. So if there's anything in your heart to be held in prayer, we invite you to see Betty this morning after the service. We're right over here. And she will pray with you. So our chaplains are also available to pray throughout the week or visit you if you would like. So all you need to do is fill out a prayer request slip. There are those little purple pieces of paper in the chair in front of you. And then there's a wooden box out in the foyer. You can just slip those in there. So remember that all your prayers are confidential. So it's a very safe space. So we have a couple who's been with us for a few years who are leaving us soon and wanted to share something with you about where they're at. So Doug and Elaine is going to come forward. And I know, hear the sigh. Do you hear this? See, this is not allowed. You come into our lives, you get all in our lives, and then you think you can just leave when you feel called to go. They are in big trouble with me, but no, they wanted a moment, so anyway.
Okay, Cindy. By the way, I'm Doug, and she's Elaine. And a couple weeks ago, when he told Cindy that we were going to be leaving, our circumstances have changed. We got here when COVID got here. And this community was a ghost town. And you did not gather, and nobody else did either. And then when you started to gather back, believe it or not, a former participant in your faith community and our faith community here recommended you. And so Elaine and I thought, well, we'll give it a try. We'll show up. We've been church people forever, and Sunday morning's a place where we go to church. We've been here since. Now, the reason I share this with you is when I was talking to Cindy about a month ago, and I expressed to her that circumstances in our life have changed, and we're going to be going back to Texas, which is a long drive. And really, hello. And so Cindy, I was telling her why I felt unity was so important. Why you exist and why there was a reason why you should be here, and this is the place to be. And she goes, are you willing to tell that to the community? And I looked at her and I thought, you think they're up to it? And she said yes. And so I've been thinking about how to present this so that you will hear exactly how I feel, how we feel. Every time I park in the parking lot and walk through those doors, I feel like I'm going to experience heaven. Now you think about that, experiencing heaven, and you got to think about it because every time I come through the doors, I think I'm going to experience it. Does it mean it's going to happen? No. Does it happen every Sunday? No. But it happens often enough that I can expect it to happen, that we can expect it to happen. Is it because of the music? Well, Kelley, you sure add to it. Yeah. And is it because of the messages that we hear? Well, some of them are snoozers, as you all know. I mean, we've all heard bad sermons, so it's not often, but it does happen. But you know, some of them just blow the doors off. And is it the hugging or the laughing? I can't tell you it happens at any particular time or in any particular way, but it's what heaven is like. It is what heaven is about. People who are different, and they don't mind being different. People who are different, and they want to be different, but they want to love each other still. And you see it, and it's here, and it's real. And I expect it. Now, this is my only prop. And Elaine came up here to hold it for me. Better than Vanna. And this is a list of a religious community. Note I said religious community. These are all the churches that are published yesterday in the newspaper and every week, and they publish all the churches. And do you know where you sit? Down here at the bottom. Now, there's a lot of religion in this community. You all know it. You've been to those, my favorite thought is, if you go to a Methodist church, it's like going to a Wonder Bread service. They all look the same. And if you go to a Catholic church, that might be rye bread. And if you go to some Baptist churches, it might be sourdough. I mean, there's all kinds, but the whole point is, whatever church it is, they're all the same until you get here. And you are not all the same. And you honor everyone who comes. And you allow them to be themselves. And you allow them to be loved just for who they are. And I can't tell you how important that is to me and how important it is to walk through those doors every Sunday and think, I'm going to experience heaven today. And so this is what I told Cindy a month ago when she said, would you please share that with everybody? And so thank you. And thank you.
Hey, we definitely want to bless these folks as we do, okay? Okay, I'm going to give it a blessing. Okay. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity in you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
And you've already heard us. We love you. We bless you.
We thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. They'll definitely be missed. And, I hope you heard what they are saying here. It's very important how we show up for each other here. And for every single person who walks through this door. Really, it matters. It matters what you do. It matters how you show up. Your smiles matter. Your acceptance of others matters. It really does make a difference. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being that. I'm just really, really thankful for our community. Okay, what are we supposed to do now? I kind of lost it. Okay. Back to the script, Cindy. Okay, we're going to sing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sing, I Feel the Spirit. Yay.
I feel the Spirit moving in me. Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the joy 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 moving in me. Now let's reach out and greet one another this morning. Woo! Here we go. Well, I feel the peace moving in me. 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 I feel the Spirit. I feel the Spirit. Woo! Moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done, everybody. All right. So let's share our unity intentions now, okay? So please affirm with me unity's founding principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now Unity of Lawrence vision statement together. United in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And Lawrence mission statement. Together, we are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. Well, we have the luck of the Irish today, folks, as I'm sure you've noticed. Because, what's her name is here, Kelley Hunt. In case you do not know, Kelley Hunt is a singer, songwriter, recording artist, speaker, and workshop facilitator based in Lawrence, Kansas. She's currently at work on her 8th album and an additional album featuring songs she has written and performed for New Thought churches throughout the United States, both expected to be released this year. Welcome, Kelley.
We all have dreams that seem out of reach. We all have hard winters beyond the breach. But I'm here to tell you that deep in the ground there are roots feeding blossoms to be found. And we're one day closer to spring. We're one day closer to spring. One day closer to spring. We are one day closer. It's time to hold up and listen hard to what the sky says among the stars. The wheel is turning us back outside, where the wind will sing our hearts open wide. And we are one day closer to spring. One day closer to spring. One day closer to spring. We are one day closer. When you feel like giving up and there is nothing in your cup, when you are broken past repair, when you're held in doubt and fear, when you've been cold too long and you're sure your dream is wrong, there is a growth from what seemed dead. When you sense there is love ahead and a new world is coming, it is made of light. A new bird is singing in the dead of night, and there's music coming on bud and branch. Remember, life's giving you a second chance, and I know we are one day closer to spring. Just one day closer to spring. One day closer to spring. And the ground begins to thaw. One day closer to spring. Thank you. There's your manna right there. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. With a name like Kelley, Kelley O. Hunt. Actually, all the siblings in my family have Irish names because my mother's family, her maiden name was Timmons. So we've got a hunk of Irish running through our blood and our souls and our minds. My siblings, Eric Michael, Chris Ann, Stacy Lynn, Kelley Jean, we know from whence we come. My mom, Mary Sue. On this day, many of us can identify, or we choose to identify with the idea of the Irish culture. St. Patrick's Day is a public holiday, and it is also a holy day of obligation. It was said that St. Patrick used a shamrock or a three-leaved clover to explain to the people of Ireland at one time the concept of the Holy Trinity, or the three persons in one God. And ever since then, that shamrock has become a symbol of Ireland and St. Patrick. I see a shamrock right now on our chaplain. Miss Betty, would you mind showing these beautiful people your shamrock? It's a magic one, really. I think you'll enjoy it. Yes. Thank you, Betty. Shamrock or no, you are a shining light in our community. Is she not? Yes, she is. Well, Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, equates the idea of the Trinity, of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, with a metaphysical trinity of mind, idea, and expression. Mind, idea, and expression. Sometimes when we can see something in our mind, we allow the idea to come through and we can be an expression of that idea. We become the Trinity here on earth. We are the hands, the eyes, the mouth, the feet of the energy of God. I'm going to use that word today. You fill in the blank with whatever word works best for you, our Creator, energy, the divine. The idea that we are that, with a living identity of that. So St. Patrick's Day is the feast day of St. Patrick, a patron saint of Ireland. It was originally celebrated with religious feasts and services, and it became a secular celebration of Irish culture when it reached the United States alongside the many, many Irish immigrants. St. Patrick's Day parades began in the U.S. in the 18th century. That's a long time ago, y'all. There's one today at 1 p.m. down in Lawrence, Kansas. And they're really all over the world. It was a way for the Irish immigrants to celebrate their heritage, and there was a lot of prejudice against them when they came over to the U.S. A lot of prejudice. There were many Irish families who took the O off of their name. O. Timmins. O. whatever. Because they felt as though they were being, had a prejudice against them because they were Irish. But how do we identify ourselves? And who are we really? Well, there's a fun saying that says, well, on St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish. I said that this morning to somebody, and they went, are we? It's a fun idea and celebratory. There are some things about the celebration that are meaningful to me that have to do with family, that have to do with my heritage, my ancestors, my legacy. When I went through the process of going to 23andMe and finding out, from whence do I come physically on this earth, which is separate from in my opinion, my real identity, my connection to the Creator. But here I am in this human body, and I'm interested to know what's the deal. And I found out there is a chunk of legacy and ancestry in Ireland for me. There's a chunk of legacy and ancestry from France, from Wales. My dad was what they call black Welsh, which is you have the olive skin, well, olive and kind of fair, but you have almost black hair, almost black eyes. When I got married and I had asked my dad to walk me down the aisle, everybody that didn't know him thought he was Italian, and I was from an Italian family. He had on a beautiful suit. He looked very dark and lovely, and I had one person say, "Got any ties to the mafia over there?" I said, "Yeah, so don't mess with me, all right?" No, which actually wasn't true. But what is our identity? What is our heritage? What country are we from? Who are our ancestors? One of my favorite Irish poets and authors, who was also a priest and a philosopher, John O'Donohue, said, "One of the deepest longings of the human soul is to be seen." The second unity principle says, our essence is of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. This God essence was fully expressed in the person of Jesus, the Christ. There's some God essence for you. We have that within us, whether we choose to engage it, identify it, use it or not. We have that. Everybody here. How moving it was this morning to hear what you had to say about this community. How moving that was. That was a slice of heaven right there, I would say. We were given that gift. That's our slice of heaven today. Thank you for that. We will miss you. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. Thank you for being here with us and for reminding us, guess what, who we really are. We can identify today or any day as Irish with all the myths that are really fun to think about. There's a lot of humor in Irish culture. Leprechauns, the pot of gold, the rainbow, the food, corned beef and cabbage, potatoes and carrots. Now in Ireland, it's bacon and cabbage, which is kind of interesting. And the color green of spring. We are not only one day closer to spring. Spring's here, you guys. It's right here. Woo! Feels good to me. For many, many years, I've had a longing in my heart, even as a child, to go to Ireland. Almost everybody in my family has been. I haven't yet. I've flown over it. I've looked down at it for a sec. But there is a deep family heritage there for me, and I tell myself, in my lifetime, as I'm able, I will go there and I will follow the roots of my ancestry, which has actually been done for me by my uncle Larry. And I know where the ancestors are buried. I know where the towns are. I know what counties they were from. I understand some of that history. And I feel connected to it. That's not the only connection I feel, but it's deep and true and strong. And sometimes when I sing, I hear a little bit of that coming through. I was surprised by that when I was a teenager. I was like, what? Where'd that come from? Because we all have our own unique physical voice that we use, which changes and develops and grows over time. There was a song that came to me. Now, this is just out of the blue. I had a song come to me, which is not always the case when I write. I write most, if not all, of everything I perform and record. And I'll sing it to you right now. And it was a cappella, out of the blue, don't know why. At the time, I was out doing a lot of touring with a band that didn't do a lot of my music. And it was a different style of music, but it was a learning experience for me. I was young. I needed to soak up everything of that I could and understand how that worked. And one night, this is not related to my personal experience in this lifetime that I'm aware of, this song came out. It goes, I dreamed I saw your face last night when everything was still. And I went, what was that? And later on in the song goes, oh, I love you, I love you. and I'll wear your wedding ring. Now, I don't know where that came from either. And it said, but in the morn when I woke, hearing echoes of the words you spoke, it was then my weary heart just broke, for it was but a dream, and you were just a dream. I had no idea where the song came from. It didn't ring true with my experience, but there was something about that music that every time I would sing it, I would get teary and I would think, what is this? Well, at one point, Uncle Larry was sitting in our living room, and he had made recordings of some of the folks that still lived in Ireland that were giving him some of our heritage, some of our ancestry, some of our legacy. And one of the men, whose name I can't recall, who was quite elderly at the time, and you could barely hear him talking, he said, you know, I had a dream about so-and-so. I so wanted her to be my bride. But when I woke, I realized it wasn't true at all. She would never, never be mine. I had a ring in my hand. She would never wear it. And I looked at my mom and went, oh my God. I can't explain that. And you know, maybe they're related, maybe they're not. I just know the way that I express out into the world, what I have to serve with in the world is music. And for whatever reason, it came through me in that way. What do you have that you serve with? What is your legacy? From whence do you come? And if you decide that you do not want to be connected to your ancestors in a way that if there's something that breaks your heart about it, that doesn't feel good to you, that doesn't feel healthy, that you do not want to continue on into this generation, here's the good news. You have a choice. You have a choice, and there is a chance to remember from whence you really come. What is your true legacy? Now, St. Patrick was a real man. He was not from Ireland. He was from, I believe, Wales. And I believe when he was 16, he was captured, taken to Ireland, and used as a slave. Can you imagine that? This guy, this teenager, was captured. He was taken to Ireland. He wasn't from there. He was captured by Irish raiders and taken to Ireland as a slave. And during his captivity, he turned to Christianity and found solace in his faith, which eventually became a cornerstone of his life. Now, his faith differs in many ways from mine, but I think some of the foundations of that hold true for me. One of the central spiritual themes of St. Patrick's life is his remarkable conversion. Well, now you're going to love this. While tending sheep in the Irish countryside, he was a shepherd. Who knew this? He claimed to have received a divine revelation, instructing him to escape captivity and return to his homeland. This divine intervention led him to a monastery in Gaul, where he studied and deepened his beliefs. And here's the wild thing that happened to St. Patrick, who, of course, was not called saint at that time. His spiritual journey took a profound turn when he had a dream in which he saw the people of Ireland calling him back. This vision compelled him to return to the very land where he had been a slave, with a mission and a purpose to bring the message of Christianity to the Irish people. What? You live in one country, You get captured, you're a slave. Oh my gosh, you go back to where you were, and then you have an idea. I think I'll go back to the folks that captured me because I have a mission. I have something to say. I want to do something that I'm compelled to do. Whoa, that's crazy. Romans 12:15 says, so we, who are many, are one body in Christ, and individually we are members of one another. We create heaven for ourselves and for others. We're one. We're one. So when our brothers and our sisters and those who identify otherwise are suffering in our world, it doesn't matter where they are. If they're in Ukraine, if they're in Gaza, if they're in Israel, if they're in Sudan, if they're in China, if they're in Russia, if people are suffering on our planet, we suffer as well. This verse I just read, it speaks to the universal oneness that is central to our unity movement. Yeah, we can be different from each other. In fact, it's celebrated. Oneness means recognizing we are all connected with each other and with God. We are all part of the same divine consciousness. That's the great news. These words from the Apostle Paul call us to recognize that we are all integral parts of a greater whole. We are called to work in harmony with one another toward a greater good. We are all connected to spirit, and we belong to each other. When one suffers, all suffer. We can do good in, my grandma used to say, your little corner of the world. That's where we can do the most good. It's overwhelming. It's impossible to try to do good throughout the entire world, to bring ourselves into such a state about what's happening that we can't function. But what can we do right here, right now, today? What can we do? What are your gifts? Who are your ancestors? Who do you identify with? Well, it's fun to go to a parade and see all the floats. We saw a float go by today as we were setting up with balloons and multicolors on it. It was like, ooh, parade. That sounds like fun. It's fun to do that. It's fun to be together. It's fun to have someone not judge you for being who you are. Irish, French, Welsh, an artist, a doctor, person of color. Not being judged for who you are is part of, I believe, our true and deep ancestry and our legacy to the generations that come next. We are all connected in spirit. Understanding this can create a sense of unity and peace. I'm going to say that again. A sense of unity and peace. Let's take a deep breath. Sometimes we don't realize what we're holding in our body, the tensions, the constant hum of whatever that may be. And breathing can help us reconnect with that energy of source. In essence, the Romans 12:15 that I just read, it's an invitation to recognize and embrace the interconnectedness of all people and to celebrate the diversity of experiences and perspectives that make up the human family. By doing so, we can create a more loving, compassionate, and I believe really important, inclusive world that reflects the divine nature of the universe. We get to choose, you guys. We get to choose how we're going to do that. I think that one of the fun things about celebrating anybody's heritage, no matter what it is, but today, obviously, Irish heritage, it's fun to celebrate together. It's fun to take care of each other. It's fun to laugh. It's fun to, if we're blessed enough to have plentiful food to eat for ourselves and share with others. It's fun to say, today, everybody's Irish, whether you are or not. Because in my way of thinking, and I believe in unity, the unity movement's way of thinking, we are all connected. As long as we do what we will and harm none, why not celebrate? Why not have fun with it? We don't know if tomorrow we're going to even be here. So why the heck not? Another favorite quote of mine from John O'Donohue says, "May you recognize in your life the presence, power, and light of your soul. May you realize that you are never alone, that your soul in its brightness and belonging connects you intimately with the rhythm of the universe. May you have respect for your own individuality and difference. Have respect for that." And I would add, for others as well. Have respect for those differences. It's almost like you're watching somebody else's life. If you come across somebody you're not familiar with, you don't have the same experience, you don't know where they come from, and they're very, very different from you. If you look at it as you're almost viewing a film, curiosity will help you and say, I don't believe I know you. I'm interested in you. Where do you come from? Tell me about yourself. And it may be drastically different from you. But if curiosity and love and compassion and connectedness gets involved, well, that can help change our world. Change our world. It was just a few years ago when women couldn't vote. What? And fewer still when women of color couldn't vote. It was a few years ago that all these things happened that today, and I know the wheel turns slowly sometimes, beliefs are beginning to shift about our sexual identity. Becoming more familiar with people who are very different from us. Protecting our transgender population, protecting them, recognizing they are human beings. They're just like you. There's no other. There's no other, you guys. We're all connected. If we don't understand it, get some information, find out, see what's going on. Taking care of each other's well-being and soul. Oh. So in modern day times, when some folks who are from Ireland, who live in Ireland, were interviewed. Here's an interview that was done in Dublin. And the interviewer says, "Do you feel like you have much in common with others here in the crowd?" They were at a big Irish parade celebration. And the participants said, "Yeah, there is excitement. We're all Irish here, you know, just celebrating Irish blood like you know." And there were a couple of Australian tourists drinking cans in the street at 3 p.m. This is in Ireland, and this is in Dublin. And the person says, no, that's actually illegal. You can't do that here just because you think you can. I don't know why I'm so defensive about it. I don't want them to just see Ireland that way. Do you know what I mean? We're so much more than that. The secular celebrations, now I'm not criticizing someone who wants to drink and celebrate and do what they want to do, but be respectful. Be respectful. Another response to the questions that they were asked is, well, it's just a great day for Irish people to celebrate something that sort of unites us all. There's so many things that, separate each other. So this is something that unifies everybody together. There were a lot of hard conflicts and violence in Ireland between the North and the South and Belfast and Dublin. A lot of violence, a lot of death, a lot of worrisome issues between Catholic and Protestant and who could live and who could not. And those were true and deep conflicts. What does St. Patrick's Day mean to you? Many Irish will say, it is a time to reflect upon unity. It is a time to celebrate that we are all from the one source. We are all from one source. And I believe that one day the one way we can get closer to spring, to be feeling unified, not just talking about it, to be feeling unified and feeling like we can be a slice of heaven for someone. We can expect it. We know what it feels like. So before I go into meditation, I want to read something to you. Many of us have heard this. I learned this as a child, and I love what it says. And I also, as an adult, understand metaphysically, it's a beautiful, simple, sweet blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. Think about that. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May we bless ourselves. May we bless each other today on St. Patrick's Day. Have fun, be safe, and understand where we truly come from. So I want you to get comfortable in your seats. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. And I'm going to sing us into meditation. God is, I am right here, right now. Right here, right now. God is, I am. So we take another deep breath. And we close our eyes if we're comfortable doing so. And we bring ourselves to a place of relaxation. Knowing that the divine is fully present with us at all times. God is, I am right here, right now. And we see each other in a beautiful rainbow of colors and shapes. Knowing that the path is being lit before us with each step we take. God is, I am, right here, right now. Knowing our divine heritage, our divine ancestry is right here, right now. And we breathe again. And as we go into the silence, we can feel that golden circle of impenetrable protection and love surrounding our bodies, our minds, As we slowly come back to this place, feeling a renewed sense of connectedness to ourselves, to our divine, to each other. We go out into this day with a sense of fun and remembrance. Ourselves back into this room or wherever we are at this moment. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like a morning spring in the lilt of Irish laughter. You can hear the angels sing when Irish hearts are happy. All the world seems bright and gay, and when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. When Irish eyes are smiling, sing if you want to. Sure 'tis like a morning spring in the lilt of Irish laughter. You can hear the angels sing when Irish hearts are happy. All the world seems bright and gay, and when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you so much. Okay, as our ushers come forward for our time of thanks, I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. All right, let's sing We Let It Be.
We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Oh, we let the love wash over us. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. Oh, we let it be. We let the joy this morning, here we go. We let the joy wash over us.
Beautiful. As our ushers come forward, here's our prayer of thanks. Please listen. We are grateful and we bless the flow of good that supports our Unity community. We bless the givers who give their time, talent, and treasure. We stand in the knowing that the flow of good goes forth only to return again and again, and so it is. Amen. And now for our opportunities. A special welcome to our guests today. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like more information about the Unity Movement and Unity of Lawrence, please pick up a welcome packet in the foyer. Thank you to everyone who made donations to Family Promise. Feeding 2 families this last week was a huge success, and everyone was blessed through the partnership, and we will be serving again. And I want to affirm this announcement because it was a really beautiful experience, and at least my part of it was, and I know others would attest to that. So, and thank you so much for responding as a congregation to this, feeding these families for a whole week and offering so much service to them and hospitality and so forth. So we're excited. We'll be doing it again this year later on. So thank you all very much. And to Pat and Lisa for organizing us. Really good job, you two, taking such good care of us, understanding how to be helpful. We want to acknowledge all of our volunteers who help Unity to run so smoothly and historically who've helped. So we now have a volunteer profile form we'd love for you to fill out. They're out in the foyer because we want to do some celebrating of our volunteers. So please take a form with you, fill it out, give it back to Kathy Moreland, and we'll be spreading the love as we go throughout the year to those of you who volunteered. So if you have many years ago, or you are right now, or you have for 20 years straight, please fill out the form so we can acknowledge you properly. Sunday lunch bunch has been canceled. So if you were going to eat lunch today, your lunch is canceled. No lunch today. No, for those of you who don't know, we have a fellowship lunch every week. We go to different restaurants and so forth. But because there's a parade at 1 o'clock downtown, we are encouraging that. But y'all can do whatever you want for lunch. But you get what I'm getting at, right? So no official formal lunch bunch will be meeting today. Okay, remember open meditation with Phil. I know Phil's here, but I can't find him. There you are. Is Tuesdays right here, 6:30. The next Italian class is this afternoon at 4. Francesca is our teacher. So see her if you have questions right here. Okay, we're going to start a Youth of Unity chapter here in Lawrence. Yes, this is very exciting. So YOU, is an international youth group for teenagers aged 14 to 18 that encourages and assists their spiritual growth and creating connections and helping them express their authentic selves. So if you have a teen or know a teen aged 14 to 18 and want more information, please contact Jay Pryor. Jay's email is j.pryor@gmail.com. Jay's not here today, but we'll be here next Sunday, I know. Okay, and then we have 90 breathwork journeys that will continue tomorrow night at 6 with Sabrina Channel from Channels of Healing. Each class is $50. You can call or text her to reserve a space. And I know there's been some very powerful breathwork done. The couple nights that isn't Sabrina here, or she was here? Do you want to talk about it for a sec, or this is Sabrina? Yeah, come up front, use the mic so they can hear you. There's been some very powerful experiences going on here, I know.
So 90 Breathwork, I came into learning about it last November, and my first few sessions that I did were absolutely transformational for me. I've noticed changes over time on multiple levels. And I just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to experience it. If today is actually your lucky day, because if you would like to join me tomorrow, it's just as a love offering. So what you want to do is just show up. You can let me know if you're going to be there because I need to know how many people will be there. I only have 12 headsets, so that's a really important thing. It's a 9-layer deep dive into your subconscious to explore what is within you that is holding you back, that is needing to be expressed, behaviors that want to be changed, so that you can be everything that you want to be. And then in addition to that, on April 6th, out at the Light Center, I will be co-hosting a retreat for grief and loss. I know we've all had a lot of grief and a lot of loss over the last few years, and we'll be exploring that through breath and art. So those are 2 opportunities, actually.
Awesome, thank you. So tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right here. Okay. The Men's Fellowship Group is continuing to meet on Thursdays at 7. The 4th Sunday Drumming Circle will meet next Sunday, March 24th at 1:30, also right here. And next Sunday, Jay Pryor will bring us the message, Letting Go of Doubt, with special music with Chris Hudson. Okay, so something to look forward to. All right, let's rise together and sing the peace song.